The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests do not state or reflect those of the movement. Sa history, marami ang nalilito kung ano ba ang tunay, ano ba ang kwento. Pakinggan natin ang mga dalubhasa. Intindihin ang kasalukuyan sa pag-aaral ng nakaraan. Tayo na't makilahok sa ating talakayan. Ito ang Historyl, ang katotohanan sa ating kasaysayan at lipunan. Good day to our listeners! Welcome sa isa na namang episode ng Historyl, ang katotohanan sa ating kasaysayan at lipunan. Kung nakalimutan nyo na po, ako po ang inyong host, si John Kevin Samson, at syempre kasama po natin ang movement president na si Sir Jamaico Ignacio. Sir, hello!
Hello po. Nagagalak po ko na makilala o makasama po kayo muli after how many months?
Napakaraming buwan po natin hindi nagkausap-usap para po sa mga listeners namin na naghintay ng episode since the last one. Paumanhin po, kami ay nag-hiatus, no? So, dahil nga ang tagal din natin hindi nagkausap-usap in this podcast, talaga namang napakarami na nang nangyari since then. Napakaraming webinars and activities. Nagkaroon tayo ng Second General Assembly, if I am not mistaken. At nagkaroon din tayo ng elections of officers para sa mga posisyon na mababakante. In our future podcasts, maaari nating makilala ang ating mga new officers. Pero on this month, within the month, actually, they will be officially named. Well, they were named already, pero official silang magte-take office within sometime within the month after matapos ang term ng ating mga previous officers, no? And most recently, Sir Jamaico, ako naman ay kahit di naman tayo nagpa-podcast tayo ay updated, no? At medyo naging mainit na usapan ang pagtuturo na naman ng Philippine history sa ating Arawling Panlipunan, no? Sa Twitter ito unang lumabas, no? A certain celebrity has apparently said something and siguro hindi lang tayo nagkaintindihan. Alam man sa online minsan dahil walang face-to-face interaction, pag may nasasabi ang ibang tao, it's subject na magkaroon ng misunderstanding.
That's true.
That is true. So nagkaroon ng usapan, paliwanagan, batuhan at ng mga kuro-kuro, no? At dahil na pag-uusapan na naman, no? So talagang kitang-kita natin na it's a topic that just pops out every now and then. Maya't maya na pag-uusapan po ang ating pagkatuto at ang ating pagtuturo ng Araling Panlipunan, lalong-lalo na ang Philippine history. At dahil na pag-uusapan na naman natin ang pagtuturo ng Philippine history sa ating paaralan, pag-uusapan natin ngayon kung ano na nga ba ang progreso ng ating kilusan sa pagsusulong ng pagbabalik ng pagtuturo ng Philippine history sa ating mga paaralan, lalo na sa secondary or high school levels. So, Sir Jamaico, no, I understand that we submitted this all, well, aside from this started yung sa kasaysayan nga ng high school Philippine history na nagsimula to around 2014 if I remember it right, no, na may ganitong movement kasi tinanggal sa high school curriculum ang Philippine history. Yung work natin, our work kind of started with this position paper that you submitted back then, no? Maaari mo bang ipaliwanag sa amin ulit, no, kung ano ang nilalaman at objectives ng position paper na ito na sinumitin natin, if I'm not mistaken, sa Department of Education at sa Congress?
Yes, that's true. The original rendition of this position paper was in the form of a change.org petition, which eventually evolved, although the core content is the same, it evolved into a position paper submitted to various government agencies, organizations, etc. So ano yung pinaka-point nung petition na naging position paper. Well, yung pinakapunto niya, kailangan ibalik yung Philippine history sa high school level. Dahil may iba't ibang mga ramifications na naidulot yung kanyang pagkatanggal sa high school level, particularly sa high school araling panlipunan curriculum. Okay? For the longest of time, yung design niya, laging meron sa elementary, meron sa high school, may college. So, at each developmental bracket of the student, merong Philippine history. At hindi siya repetition like other people are saying. Okay? It's developmental, it's deepening Philippine history. Yung tinuturong Philippine history dati sa elementary, ideally, it's not the same Philippine history in high school or in college. It's more of a deepening, pagpapalalim. Say, for example, yung mga issues tungkol kay Rizal na medyo controversial. Is he an American-made hero? Yung mga ganun mga bagay-bagay. You don't particularly embrace or tackle that in elementary level kasi medyo wala pa doon sa developmental attainment ng bata para maintindihan niya yung mga abstract concepts sa likod ng mga issues ni Rizal. Mas ma-encounter mo siya sa high school and more evidently later on in college. The point being is, may Philippine history dapat. Kung hindi, mapuputol yung kanyang developmental learning of Philippine history. In fact, there is this recent study. It was actually, this study or this journal article was published in the Philippine Social Science Journal. The name of this study entitled Readings in Philippine History, Course Review, Best Practices and Challenges Among Higher Education Institutions. This was written by educators named Alic and Bual. So anong ginawa nila doon? So ni-review nila yung mga students ngayon, right now, students sa college, sa kurso na kung tawagin Readings in Philippine History. At ni-review nila yung course. Mukhang maganda naman yung course, pero may iba't ibang challenges yung course. At ang isang pinakamalaking challenge ng Readings in Philippine History course sa college ngayon ay yung kakulangan sa fundamental knowledge or kakulangan sa prior knowledge sa Philippine history. Kaya nangyayari doon sa RPH or Readings in Philippine History sa college, according to the study at least, nagiging remedial course.
elementary learning.
Elementary. So imbes na tumututok sila doon sa fundamental skills na kailangan o hinihingi ng readings in Philippine history, meaning reading, binabasa, so na-analyze, na critically thinking about readings, mas bumabalik sa recall. Binabalikan mo ano yung mga naalala mo tungkol kay Rizal, sa Revolution, sa pre-colonial Philippines. So it's becoming a challenge to teach readings in Philippine history in college because walang panakip-butas doon sa kawalan ng Philippine history sa secondary. Kasi tulad na banggit nga kanina, walang Philippine history sa high school. The last time they learned Philippine history as a dedicated subject is in elementary, in grade 6. Correct. Kaya ang nangyari dyan, readings Philippine history, at least based from this study, mukhang nagiging challenging siya. It's not meeting its core competencies and objectives because it's becoming a remedial course rather than
nagre-review lang mga bata, no, na parang hindi na sila umabot dun sa interpretative level and hindi nila magawa yung interpretative level dahil nga marami silang kailangang balikan dahil ang daming taon ang nawala.
Unfortunately. This correlates to a study or a paper I presented naman sa isang international conference. FYI, nag-present ako with Sir Kevin Samson.
Yes.
Niya, sa isang international conference na kung tawagin ay EDUC Frontiers.
EDUC Frontier, yes.
Yes, correct. The second international, yung buong pangalan niya, Second International Conference on Educational Frontiers, organized by yung bagong gawang school ng Ateneo, the Gokongwei Brothers School of Education and Learning Design, in partnership with another Jesuit school in America, Boston College. Yes, Boston College, or particularly the Lynch School of Education and Human Development. So, doon sa international conference na yon, pinresent ko na ayon sa PISA 2018 na medyo susceptible, hindi sa medyo, talagang susceptible yung kabataang Pilipino or particularly 15-year-olds sa disinformation and fake news. Kasi they had this measurement wherein they try to check kung susceptible ba or madali bang mag-fall for fake news ang ating kabataan. And unfortunately, Filipino youth of around 15 years old, meaning high school level kids, madali talaga. Ang measurement na binigay nga for Philippines doon, less than -65. It was like, wow, ang taas. Less than -65.
Medyo mababa. Hindi medyo mababa, no? Mababa actually.
Nagpak.
And talagang ano yun ang isa pang danger dyan, no, na from grade 6 and then 6 years again of secondary education and then college, meron silang Philippine history as one of their probably gen ed subjects, no?
That's true.
Is that facts may have already changed kasi if there are new discoveries, di ba? Kung ano yung natutunan ng grade 6, pwedeng na-update na yon and when they're in their first year college, no? So there might be a disconnect na parang hindi na ang tagal bago na-update yung kanilang historical knowledge, no? So isa ring danger 'yan. Kaya talaga namang, in fact, recently another thing na related sa Philippine history, yung sa 1,000 pesos, 'di ba? Na 'di ba na yung mga taong nandoon, they're historical figures. There's a reason why they are there, no? Some people there may be controversial, we admit, 'di ba? Pero we cannot deny that all of them in one way or another may kasaysayan sa likod nitong nitong mga taong ito. So well, anyway, no. So yun yung so the position paper wants to bring back Philippine history, the teaching of the dedicated teaching of Philippine history in the secondary level, and kasi hindi siya repetitive, enriching, development.
There you go. That's a better term.
Facts, patterns, interpretations, and then knowledge. So yun na nga yun, no? Tsaka talagang nalalabanan niya. It helps us fight fake news and disinformation.
In relation to my study, kasi kasama din dun sa, well, it's not study, it's more of a review of related lit na pinresent ko. Isang bahagi dun sa paper na pinresent ko, dahil susceptible yung mga kabataan, there's another study by Professor Ruth Cheryl, kung saan YouTube has been proven to be a hotbed for historical disinformation. And with that being said, marami doon. Say for example, I'll put it on the table na talaga, the Taliano gold. No matter what your political affiliation is, there's no such thing as Taliano Maharlika Kingdom. Wala kang mahahanap na pre-colonial or colonial document that points to a Taliano family or Maharlika Kingdom that ruled the Philippines, Sabah, Borneo, whatever, all throughout Southeast Asia. That's unfortunately walang evidence to prove that. The only evidence that we have is before the arrival of the Spaniards, there were barangays, micro kingdoms or micro polis or groups of sovereign mini kingdoms, pero walang large-scale empire that ruled over the Philippines. And unfortunately, there are people who fall for that. And according to that study, dahil ang daming viewership yung mga videos na to, may isang viewership for disinformation that ranges at around 5 to 6 million. And that's sad because there's a high likelihood na meron doon na mga Filipinos na naniniwala, say for example sa Maharlika Kingdom, which actually historically didn't exist. They believe that, and at the same time they fall for it, and they really believe there was a pre-colonial empire in the Philippines, which is not unfortunately true. Kaya nangyayari dyan dahil hotbed yung YouTube videos, susceptible yung 15-year-olds, and knowing that they're susceptible to fake news, kinakain nila to. And there's no intervention. At ang intervention sana doon ay yung Philippine history sa high school, which is not there kasi tinanggal siya.
That would have been a good opportunity. Halimbawa ako, 14, 15-year-old na so grade 8, grade 9, 'di ba? Na bata, and I see this video. Talagang what's the term? Talagang too good to be true, no? It's tempting. It's tempting to believe na there is a way to get out of this, 'di ba? Kasi ang isa pang parang yung Taliano Gold will help us rise from our trillions of debts Kasi daming pera, no, 'di ba? Pero yun nga, 'di ba? Kumbaga parang so ako naniwala ako, and a better opportunity would be to ask it during my Philippine history class, no? Pero since there's none, wala, hindi ko siya matatanungan, no? Kaya tama ka, no? And with 5 to 6 million views, no, baka isa pa pala ako dun sa mga naka-view na yon, no? Kasi ang daming tao nun. I might have seen it na without nung mas bata pa ako. Talagang it is a challenge, no? It is a challenge. Talagang yung lack of fundamental knowledge, yung susceptibility to fake news, and yung rampant disinformation na talagang baka nga yung nag-upload ng video ng Taliano Gold, siya yung nag-earn ngayon ng Taliano Gold level of wealth. Kasi with 5 to 6 million views, di ba?
May pera yun sa YouTube.
May pera yun, may dagdag yun. And hindi naman siya, wala namang nag-a-account sa kanya, hindi naman yun peer-reviewed, di ba? So, and if ever it becomes peer-reviewed, if ever in the future na someone tells him, hoy, mali yan, he could always escape by saying, this is fiction. I'm just making a story. Which is, if there had been a Philippine history subject, mukhang ma-address din ni Philippine history teacher na, oh yes, that is fiction. Diba?
Yeah. Ang concern din kasi din dyan, algorithm. Kung puro yun yung mga YouTube channels ang nila-like at subscribe mo, yun lang paulit-ulit na papanood mo. Ang problema doon, nabubuo sa psyche mo na talagang totoo yun. Kaya pagtungtong mo sa college, kung say for example, high school level student ka na-encounter mo yun, pagtungtong mo sa college, babanggitin na there were pre-colonial barangays. No sir, there are no pre-colonial barangays. There was a Taliano royal family that ruled over the Philippines with the Maharlika. Mag-aaway pa kayo para sa isang bagay na wala namang ebidensya. Kasi nakakatakot kasi nagiging realidad siya ng mga tao kasi dahil sa mga sa mga algorithms na to na hindi naman ginagawa ng paraan ng mga tulad ng Facebook at Google because they find the Philippines as a backwater country. Ang focus nila sa America, sa Western countries. Kaya it's becoming rampant. And since it's rampant and it earns money, may mga sponsors, it goes uncontrolled and unrestrained. And that's the problem. Although returning the Philippine history is important, there should be other solutions. But I firmly believe, and I emphasize this in my presentation, a Philippine history na critical thinking, setting aside the imperfections of Philippine history before. Alam ko may mga imperfections yan. But ang gusto natin may balik, Philippine history sa high school that will help them to become critical thinkers. Hindi yung old Philippine history na puro memorization. On that regard, tama naman yung mga comments ng celebrity yon, yung puro memorization, it becomes redundant. That's true. But we shouldn't remove the course altogether just because it's repetitive. We improve the course. We don't remove it, basically.
So yeah, we don't remove it, we improve it, no? And on that regard, dahil wala ngang Philippine history walang Philippine history sa ating high school. That's actually one of the objectives of the movement, and that is to return Philippine history, the teaching of Philippine history, the dedicated teaching of Philippine history in our high school curriculum. And speaking of that curriculum, of course, one of the ways that we have done so is to make efforts in lobbying this into a law within the House of the Representatives. No? So tayo po ay pinipilit po natin na ito ay maging isa patas para din medyo meron tayong ika nga nila mas may kagat yung ating efforts na ibalik ang pagtuturo ng Philippine history sa ating high school. At yan po ang pag-uusapan natin pagbalik natin sa ating break. So, sa ating mga listeners, wag po muna kayong aalis. Magbabalik ang History, ang katotohanan sa ating kasaysayan at lipunan. And we're back in History, ang katotohanan sa ating kasaysayan at lipunan. Muli, ako po ang inyong host si John Kevin Samson at naririto po si Sir Jamaico Ignacio at pinag-uusapan po natin ang lobbying efforts sa House of Representatives regarding the return of teaching Philippine history in the secondary or high school levels. Bago po tayo mag-commercial break, pinag-usapan po muna natin yung origin nitong lobbying na to, no? From the position paper that we submitted to DepEd and to Congress, to all the other research that we cited and that we presented to say that there is really a need to once again teach Philippine history in the high school level. At ito na nga ang isa sa ating mga solusyon ay isabatas ang pagtuturo ng high school Philippine history movement, ng high school Philippine history sa high school, no? So, sir, kwento niyo naman sa amin, maliban sa isa update, so kumusta na ba yung ating efforts in lobbying this bill or this law in the Congress? Kwento niyo naman sa amin, paano ba ito nagsimula and nasan na tayo ngayon? So, ano ba yung mga milestones natin regarding our lobbying efforts?
Okay, for the most part, nung nagsimula tayo officially online in 2018 up until 2020, around those years, more on information dissemination tayo. Yun yung initial milestone because we can't make a proper lobby group kung walang support, public support, obviously. So from around 2018 to 2020, more on information dissemination, tapos pinakalat natin yung change.org petition natin na nasabit din sa mga iba't ibang mga ahensya. Now, medyo malaki-laki ang 2021. Why? Doon nagsimula yung ating lobbying because FYI, officially nagkaroon tayo ng structure, isang milestone natin sa 2021, nagkaroon tayo ng leadership team that took effect 2021 because the first General Assembly that happened around the tail end of 2020, we elected our leaders there. Kaya mas may grupo na gumagalaw that is fighting or advocating for the lobbying of this legislative agenda. Kaya nung nagkaroon tayo ng leadership team, that milestone by 2021, mas nagawa natin ng paraan makipag-usap sa mga iba't ibang mga congressman. Hindi ko na ibabanggitin yung pangalan ng mga legislators na to kasi medyo ongoing pa yung ibang mga pakipag-usap natin sa kanila except for one. Mamaya, banggitin ko kung sino yun.
Okay, sige.
But FYI, we have contacted, we have emailed, we have corresponded with senators and representatives from both branches. Pero mas gumagalaw kasi yung ating lobbying sa lower house. Now, yung isang mas gumagalaw talaga na kinatuwa ng buong movement ay yung ating lobbying courtesy of the Philippine Historical Association assisted by their public relations officer, si Professor Xiao Chua. Shout out kay Professor, napaka-batikan at napaka-makabayan na public historian. Minessage niya ako at one point sometime in around August or September. Nakalimutan ko lang yung specific time. Around August, September. Minessage ako ni Sir Xiao Chua. Sabi niya yung PHA daw. Kasi member din ako ng PHA. Low-ranking member lang, pero miyembro pa rin ng PHA. Minessage siya ako. Makikipag-usap daw sila sa opisina ng isang sabihin ko ng bigatin na kongresista sa House of Representatives. Siya ang head or chairperson ng Committee for Basic Education and Culture sa lower house, si Congressman Roman Romulo of Pasig. Okay. And since he handles all of the legislation related to education, siyempre, napa-oo ako. Sinama ko na yung iba nating kasamahan tulad ni Ma'am Gemma, si Jero, si Sir Joey, upang gawin yung ninanasa natin to lobby for this legislation. And true enough, nung in-invite kami ng PHA, and we're very grateful to the Philippine Historical Association, malaki yung utang na loob natin sa kanila at kay Professor Xiao, we're able to talk to the head honcho, the head congressman that handles education. Very positive yung ating ang ating lobbying at pakikipagtalakay sa kanila. At ang nabanggit naman, napangako naman ni Congressman Romulo, they're preparing a technical working group that's preparing to craft the actual legislation that will create the mandate na ibalik ng Philippine History High School alongside others like highlighting the importance of World War II history, highlighting the importance of local history, which in essence we also agree. Kaya ongoing yung technical working group sa paggawa ng legislation, pero nakakatuwa na gumagawa na sila ng legislation doon. And malaki yung ating pasasalamat kay Congressman Roman Romulo of Pasig. Kitang-kita doon yung kanyang awareness sa kasaysayan. Kasi apo siya ni ni Diplomat Romulo So kitang-kita yung kanyang historical awareness. Kaya malaking pasasalamat sa kanya na gumagalaw to sa lower house. Sa Senate medyo naghanap pa tayo ng sponsor dito, but hopefully we'll be able to get one sometime probably before the elections, hopefully. But right now, gumagalaw siya. And kung actually ma-adopt na siya sa lower house, they vote on this, they pass this, wala magagawa yung Senate. They have to talk about this kapag ito dumating sa upper house. So, siguro that's one track that we're looking at. To cut the story short, with the help of the PHA, Professor Xiao Chua, Congressman, Chairperson of the Basic Education Committee, Roman Romulo, gumagalaw yung ating legislative agenda. Kaya tahimik lang tayo. Hindi natin binabanggit sa page pero umaarangkada po tayo. And we're grateful for that one.
At talaga namang isa itong magandang balita no kasi one of the objectives of the movement of the High School Philippine History Movement is to actually ensure that Philippine history is taught in the high school level. And syempre may mga experts tayo na kumikilos upang tignan ang mga bagay-bagay na ito. Yung curriculum naman na sinabit natin I believe has been crafted and checked by our experts, and of course I'm pretty sure that the technical working committee is also composed of experts. Just a little sir, out of curiosity, meron ba tayong idea if this technical working committee has already been crafted?
They're looking for experts na talagang gagawa ng mga articles na maglalagay na mahanapin natin. And there's a possibility ma-invite yung isa natin miyembro. We're gonna send our representatives if ever. Most likely from the PHA, pero there's a possibility from our movement. And if ever, we're ready to give naman support to their technical working group. But for now, ongoing kasi siya eh. Kaya ang masasabi ko lang, gumagalaw na siya.
Especially I think nag-break ang ating Congress, 'di ba? Nagkaroon ng break and
Christmas break.
The Christmas break. And so ngayon, I'm pretty sure bumabalik na ulit sila sa kanilang mga duties, no? So yun po,
challenge yan yung elections eh, baka ma-distract din sila. So let's pray.
let's pray, no? Sana hindi masyadong maka-apekto, but let's get real, no? People will get busier lalo na pagka nag-start na yung official campaign period, no? May mga representatives na magiging abala sa kanilang mga campaign efforts, yes. Lalo na for those who are running for re-election or kahit hindi running for re-election, I'm sure they support different advocacies and different candidates as well, no? So magiging abala ang ating mga representatives sa mga darating na buwan.
Emphasize ko lang, there are actually other groups advocating for the return of Philippine history in high school, and they're also talking to other legislators. Banggitin ko lang na what makes us different from those other groups. We're a non-partisan group. Make no mistake, may kanya-kanya tayong politika individually, yung mga members ng movement, and we respect that. But as a movement, we believe that Philippine history, pedagogically, curricular-wise, educational-wise, is very important. Nothing else. No ideological color, no partisan color whatsoever. Kung meron mang partisan color ibang groups, we respect that, but we have a different track. So, and we believe it went to our advantage na nakapag-usap tayo ng mismong head honcho ng committee because we are non-partisan, and I think that's what's important. Mas mapapabilis natin ito kung papakita natin na kasi sa akin hindi lang para sa isang maliit na grupo, ito ay para sa lahat ng Pilipino.
Tama ka dyan. And so sir, meron ba tayong parting words about this effort and about our efforts in ensuring that there is a return of Philippine history in high school?
Bagamat challenging siya, to be honest, gumagalaw siya. Gumagalaw siya dahil maraming mga Pilipino ang suportado ang adhikain na to. Yung iba pa nga, hindi lang nila alam na merong ganitong issue. Pero kapag nalaman nila, 80% of the time, they're gonna support this. Yung 20% sila yung mga naumay sa Philippine history dahil ang pangit ng Philippine history teacher nila dati. But that's a different issue altogether. Pero, but 80% of the time, dahil may pagmamahal sila sa bayan, may diwa makabayan sila, supportado sila sa issue ito. They're supportive of this issue. Kaya, although this will take some time, worst case scenario, pwede pa itong umabot next Congress, but wag tayong panghinaan. The mere fact that there are around 60,000 plus petition signatures dun sa petition natin, that's a lot, isang maliit na munisipyo sa probinsya na yan. At yung ating Facebook reach, it reached around 4 million people nationwide. That's bigger than the population of Pampanga. Dahil marami tayong supporters, marami na nagpa-follow sa advocacy na to. Huwag tayong panghinaan kasi if we're just gonna give up, walang mangyayari. Gandhi looked at the long term. All of these great leaders looked at the long term. We should also take that perspective. In order to achieve what we want, we have to look into the long term. Tuloy lang yung laban. Huwag tayong panghinaan. Basta magsama-sama tayo, makakamit natin yung ating adhikain.
And maraming salamat po, Sir Jamaico, and we hope to see the long-term effects of this effort. I'm sure many of us will continue to support this. Nagsisimula pa lamang po tayo. No? I'm sure nasabi na to dati, pero ngayon wala pa tayo dun sa pinaka gitna kung sa bundok, no? Wala pa tayo dun sa gitna. We're still near the base. Malapit pa tayo sa paa ng bundok. And it's a tulad nga nung kanta, it's a climb, no? It's a climb, no? Aakyatin pa natin, pero mas madali yang maakyat kung tayo ay sama-sama. And maraming salamat po, Sir Jamaico, sa inyong pagkukwento sa atin ng lobbying efforts para sa ating advocacy, no? At maraming salamat sa ating mga tagapakinig ngayong araw sa ating podcast. Kaninang simula nabanggit ko na medyo matagal yung nagang pagitan from the last episode to this episode, and kung medyo na-excite ang ating mga listeners na meron na namang bagong episode, I am sorry to say na medyo maghihintay po ulit tayo dahil ito po ang uling episode ng Season 1 ng Historyl before we prepare for another season at around mid-2022. Pero sana po ay meron tayong natutunan sa gabi na ito. Abangan po ninyo ang ating bagong episode sa ating bagong season sa kalagitnaan ng taon na ito na 2022. Muli, ako po ang inyong lingkod na si Kevin Samson at ito ang Historyal, ang katotohanan sa ating kasaysayan at lipunan. Paalam and see you in our Season 2.
Maraming salamat po. See you po mid-2022.
Mid-2022.